This is a true crime story. Viewer discretion is advised. Coconut Grove, Florida. March 5th, 1974. 17-year-old Amy Lynn Billig left home, planning to meet her father for lunch at his art gallery. It was supposed to be an ordinary afternoon. Instead, it became one of Florida's most enduring mysteries. Amy was more than a missing poster. She was full of life. Born in New York in 1957, she moved with her family to Coconut Grove as a child. She was known for her warm smile, her love of poetry, and her music. She played both the flute and the guitar. Friends described her as adventurous, creative, and a little restless. She dreamed of traveling to Europe that summer, writing about her experiences, maybe even pursuing journalism or acting. She was saving money, just waiting for exams at Coral Gables Senior High to be over, so her adventure could begin. That afternoon, Amy set out to hitch a ride, something that was common in the 1970s, but dangerous by today's standards. Witnesses later said they saw her speaking with men from a motorcycle gang. That was the last time anyone could say for sure that they had seen Amy alive. Her parents, Susan and Nathaniel, quickly realized something was wrong when Amy didn't show up for lunch. Concern turned to panic. Police were called, and a search began almost immediately. Friends from her school band and neighbors joined in, stapling missing posters around the grove. Reports trickled in. Some said Amy was walking along US 1. Others thought they saw her get into a stranger's car, or even enter a house in Miami. Every promising lead collapsed into silence. Then came a clue. Days later, Amy's Instamatic camera was found near the Wildwood exit on Florida's Turnpike, hundreds of miles north of Miami. Inside were several photographs. Most were overexposed, useless. But one image showed what looked like a light-colored truck near a vine-covered wall. Investigators examined it, hoping it might lead somewhere. It never did. For Amy's mother, Susan, giving up was never an option. She became a force of nature in her search for the truth. She tracked down biker gangs, walked into outlaw bars, and demanded answers from men who scared even the police. She followed rumors across the country, from Florida to Texas to New York. Along the way, she inspired and helped other families with missing children because she knew their pain firsthand. But the search came with torment. For years, Susan received phone calls from a man who claimed he had Amy. Sometimes he described her appearance. Once, Susan thought she heard her daughter's voice begging for help on the other end of the line. But it was a cruel hoax. The caller eventually admitted he had been lying, playing with a grieving mother's heart. Theories multiplied over the decades. Some said Amy had been kidnapped and trafficked. Others believed she had been killed the very day she vanished. In the late 1990s, a pagan motorcycle gang member made a deathbed confession. He claimed Amy had overdosed at a party and that her body had been disposed of in the Everglades. It was a horrific story, but one that could never be proven. Amy's father, Nathaniel, died in 1993, never knowing what became of his daughter. Susan carried the burden alone for many more years, until her death in 2005. She never stopped searching, never stopped hoping. To her last day, she fought to keep Amy's story alive. Today, more than 50 years later, the case remains open. No body has ever been recovered. No one has ever been arrested. And no answer has ever been confirmed. Amy Lynn Billig was just 17 years old. A daughter, a friend, a dreamer, a young woman who wanted to see the world. Her disappearance remains one of Florida's most haunting unsolved mysteries. If you know anything, no matter how small, contact the Miami-Dade Cold Case Unit. One tip could finally bring the truth to light. Amy's face may fade in photographs, but her name must never be forgotten. This has been a true crime story. Thank you for watching. If you want to hear more cases like Amy's, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories.